When we are angry, bitter, resentful, what happens? We dim our own light. We dim the light that's within us. One man who was an emancipated slave had every reason to be filled with hate, but he lived with spiritual integrity. His name was Booker T. Washington. He said, "I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by hating him. I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him." He went to work at age 9 as a janitor, worked his way up, and he headed up Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. We do not need to allow others to determine our own attitudes. We can make a choice to respond more from a place of love and compassion and let our own light shine in the world. This is the only way we're ever going to transform this planet. There's going to continue to be acts of hatred on the planet. We're going to continue to read it. We're going to continue to see about it. And I would encourage you also to notice how much you engage in conversations about the stuff and read it and expose yourself to it. Because as one person said, I've read that when you visualize something and you see it, it's almost like experiencing it. When you see it 3 times, it's like experiencing it. So when you relive hateful attitudes, hateful things on the news over and over again and talk about it, we might find ourselves angry, bitter, resentful, and becoming more hateful ourselves. You ever notice that? Some people who are, they're for animal rights, and next thing you know, you see them acting hateful toward human beings. Well, what about a human being that's an animal and also a spiritual? You see some people who are so much against racism that they're so angry about racism that they're becoming hateful. We've got to check ourselves. It starts with us. Mother Teresa said people wanted her to join causes against things. She says, I won't join something against something else. I want to be for something. What are we for? We're for becoming loving. We're for being who we are. We're for letting our light shine, not to become part of the hate. All this stuff on Twitter and Facebook and tearing apart other people for the mistakes that they made, I think it's more hate. People feel like they're being good by tearing down other people. I don't think that's good. I think that's hateful. It's easy to do that. We've got millions of years of evolution that says strike back. But the cutting edge evolution that you and I are interested in is being more of who we are as a spiritual being, to evolve as the light and love that we are. And that's not easy, but it's possible. And it happens with our neighbor, with our friend, with the people in our church. It happens with our son, our daughter, our parents, the post person. It happens when we read the paper and how we react to what we're reading. It happens in our conversations with one another. This is how we can walk the walk and truly contribute to healing the hate. We all are capable of it. We can learn from the story that was in Time magazine. I'll close with this. Cantor Michael Weiser, a Jewish cantor, he and his wife Julie moved to Lincoln, Nebraska. And there they began to receive hate mail from a man named Larry Trapp, a neo-Nazi and a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Larry Trapp had lost both of his legs to diabetes. And all he did every day was send hate mail to minority groups. That's all he did. And so Michael Weiser was getting these messages, but he was choosing to respond from love. He responded from kindness. And his wife, he began to leave messages on Larry Trapp's answering machine. And his wife, Julie, said, Michael, if he ever answers, say something nice to him, he won't know what to do. And one day, Larry Trapp answered the phone. And Michael knew about his physical condition, and he offered to buy Larry groceries. And there was silence on the line. And then Larry said, that's been taken care of, but thank you, I appreciate the offer. Days later, Larry Trapp called up Michael, and he was tired of his hateful ways. And he asked Michael to come over. Before he went over, Michael's wife, Julie, looked for a ring that she had given him years before. And he went over with this silver ring. And when they greeted, Michael took Larry's hand. And Larry looked down at his hand, and shock went through his whole body. He forgot to remove the 2 swastika rings. He took them off, not knowing that Michael had brought a silver ring to put in their place. They became friends after that. Eventually, they became best friends. And when Larry Trapp was very sick from the disease, Michael and his wife took Larry into their own home to take care of him. Wow. It is possible. It is possible that in the face of hatred, you and I can choose love. And when you and I do it more and more and more, it contributes to the global consciousness so that more and more of us respond differently. We respond more and more from that place of love. St. Paul said that love overcomes all things. Love heals hate. God bless you. Amen.